to Know for May 16th, hosted by Jonathan Oleisky, sponsored by University of Maryland, Baltimore. I'm Amanda. You can join us here every Tuesday at 12:30 for your weekly news roundup and a discussion of current events. Please feel free to comment, ask us any questions in the field below. So, Jonathan, slow news week, right?
Hey, Amanda, how are you?
I'm good.
No, it's actually a pretty intense news week. We've got a great mix of what we call news nuggets for you. And as we're going through and reading them and telling our viewers and our listeners about them, we hope that you will text Amanda lots of questions and jump in and join the Facebook conversation. So let's start with a legend in Baltimore who's going off the airwaves, Marc Steiner. Those of you who grew up in Baltimore listening to Marc at WYPR are probably sad to hear that July 31st will be Marc's last day on the air after 24 years. He's leaving Baltimore radio, and he's stepping down from his position at Morgan State University's WEAA-FM to pursue other endeavors. Some of you who are wonderful followers of Jmore might have read online or in our March issue, Marc had a fabulous essay on race. It was a 2-year retrospective on where Baltimore is post Freddie Gray, and Marc really did a wonderful job. Marc's going to have a nonprofit production company. He already has. He's going to be doing some work with the Center for Emerging Media and has plans for several other projects. So I'm wondering if anyone out there in the social media ether has any good Marc Steiner memories or stories to share with us.
Yeah, please tell us about them. And you know what I learned from the article that I never knew?
What was that?
Maybe everyone else already knew this, but he actually taught theater at Baltimore School for the Arts.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And you know who two of his students were?
No.
Jada and Tupac.
Wow, how about that? Well,
I know.
Marc Steiner, we thank you for the wonderful service to the Baltimore media market, and we look forward to connecting with you and your other endeavors in the months and years to come. Okay, so let's move from Marc Steiner to another M, an interview that Jmore recently did with Baltimore's mayor, Catherine Pugh, a Democrat. And Catherine Pugh is just in the very early months of her tenure. Being mayor of Baltimore, I'm going to editorialize just a little bit, is a tough job. Whoever sits in that chair at City Hall, this city is a wonderful, marvelous city, but we have a lot of challenges.
Indeed.
So she talked with Jmore a little bit about the city's crime rate, how she works with the Jewish community, and some surprises since taking office. Here's a really interesting nugget, Amanda. I don't know if you know this.
Tell me.
Catherine Pugh has been to Israel twice.
That's once more than me.
There you go. Well, you have to meet that, and you have to go twice.
I do.
So once as an invitation from the Associated, she went on a mission. The second one is fascinating. She went with a group of local rabbis who wanted to pray for her for not winning the 2011 mayoral race. How about that?
That's hilarious.
I think that's
really
very
interesting. So somebody did comment that Marc will be missed for sure.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We're going to go back to the other M, and we will miss Marc Steiner.
And somebody else wants Jmore to send me to Israel.
I think they should send you to Israel once a month to cover breaking news. How about that? I love that.
The Bureau, the Jmore Bureau.
The Jmore Bureau in Jerusalem. Live from Jerusalem, Israel. It's Facebook Live with Amanda and Jmore. How about that?
That works. It works. Let's start working on that.
There we go. So back to Catherine Pugh here real quickly. Look, we know she's a passionate advocate for the city of Baltimore. She's had a long public service tenure, a very successful business and academic background, and we all want to wish her well, because if Catherine Pugh does a good job, then the city in which our offices are housed and where a lot of us live just is a better place to be. So we wish her much luck. And you can read the full interview at jmoreliving.com, written by my friend Pete Arnold, who did a great job. Let's throw it out there, because clearly I'm a supporter of Baltimore. Does anyone have any thoughts on Mayor Pugh? Is she doing a good job so far? Is it too early in her tenure? One last thing, I don't know if this was the mayor, but I love the new large Baltimore orange sign.
I do like
when you're
them.
Coming down 83. Kind of reminds me of the Orioles a little bit, kind of like it's orange like this mic cover here. And I think that's a good thing.
The city flag, too.
And the city flag. There we go. So anyway, read that interview about Catherine Pugh online at jmoreliving.com. Okay, so Amanda.
Yes.
Guess what May is?
Is it possibly Jewish American Heritage Month?
How did you know that?
I'm like the
Did
only
you
one.
write this?
I'm the only one who knows that that's true.
Yeah,
because no one knows.
No one knows. This is an amazing secret here in American Jewry that May is Jewish American Heritage Month. What president declared it as such?
Do you want me to guess?
No, you
Does
can't
anyone
guess,
know? Somebody else guess.
Anyone knows, send it in right now, and I'll give you a hint. It was one of the presidents Bush and I won't give the date away. We're going to circle back to that. So here's why you don't know a lot about it. There's very little federal funding that has been given to it. There's no dedicated staffers. It's still a work in progress. In 2010, President Obama hosted the first Jewish American Heritage Month reception at the White House with guest Sandy Koufax, the famous Jewish pitcher,
right,
and Regina Spektor. So here's the question. Do we need a Jewish American Heritage Month? Is it relevant? Okay, has anyone written in and told us which Bush set up Jewish American Heritage Month?
Nobody has answered that question.
Okay, so in 2006, this is a trivia question. Next time you play bar trivia, it was President George W. Bush.
Now you all know.
Now you all know. Okay.
So if you are just joining us, this is Jmore's Need to Know on Facebook Live, hosted by our own Jonathan Oleisky.
Thanks.
And sponsored by University of Maryland, Baltimore. Ask us whatever you like in the comments field below. Send me to Israel if you want to. And be sure to like and share. So, Jonathan, I think we need to move on to some serious matters.
So some serious matters. Look, there's good news out there and there's tragic news. And for those of you who've been covering and following the horrific story out of Syria, it does not get better. It's getting worse. It's really tragic. The Trump administration this week has accused the Syrian government of using a crematory to hide mass murders at a prison where thousands are believed to have been killed, and this is according to the New York Times. Newly declassified satellite photographs of the Sednaya, Sednaya prison. Everyone should Google that, and really understand what
intense.
This is about. The declassified photos of the prison complex show one building not covered by snow. These are obviously winter pictures, suggesting a significant heat source. Government officials also said that a discharge stack and architectural elements appear to be a firewall and air intake, which suggests that's a place to burn bodies. I mean, it's sick, it's disgusting, it's tragic.
Yeah, and we've heard this stuff before, and we know what that means, and we know how bad that is.
We're going to editorialize a little bit here because that's what people do. The world needs to figure out a solution. It is horrible. I'm sure many people in America were so touched months ago with that horrific image of that young 5-year-old boy in the ambulance with his face covered with blood in muck. And if we don't stand up and take care of these innocent civilians, no one will. So let's hope we will do that. The American ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, said, and this is a quote, "The attempt to cover up mass murders in the Assad crematorium is reminiscent of the 20th century's worst offenses against humanity." So let's say a prayer for our folks, fellow citizens and of the world in Syria, and hope that it will get better soon. Moving to the United States, a historic synagogue in New York City burned, and it was very sad this week. On New York's Lower East Side, it was severely damaged by a 3-alarm fire on May 14th. Those of you who might have grown up or went to the Beth Hamidrash Haggadol Synagogue, it closed in 2007. It burned for several hours. An old friend of mine from the West Coast, Rabbi Benji Seidman, Benzi, his family grew up there, and earlier in the week he actually put a picture on Facebook of the synagogue in flames. Just tragic.
Yeah, it was fully engulfed.
Yeah. So our hearts go out to those people who are involved in that congregation, and hopefully there'll be some plans to restore it and bring it back to its glory.
Hopefully. Okay, so I think we're going to wrap up here soon. As a reminder, this is Jmore's Need to Know on Facebook Live, hosted by Jonathan Oleisky. He's the knowledgeable one over there.
Well, I don't know about that. That's kind of you, Amanda.
And sponsored by University of Maryland, Baltimore. You can join us here every Tuesday at 12:30. Follow it at hashtag Jmore Need to Know, and see more news at jmoreliving.com every day, all day. So, Jonathan, how about a J word of the day?
So let's do a J word of the day. We have this new thing going here where every week we're going to teach you a new J word, and then there's going to be a test after by 6 o'clock tonight. So everybody get your pen or pencil out, write this down because we're coming back for the test.
And you better use it in a sentence. And you should actually submit that sentence to us.
And then send it in to us. It's very important because Amanda's going to grade you on this. So here we go. The J word for the day is davka. It's a Hebrew word. What does it mean? It means precisely, just so. Tell me, here's how we use this. Why davka? Did you have to pick now to tell me you're going on sabbatical, Amanda? I guess Amanda's going on sabbatical to Israel
I just
because some
told
readers
him.
are going to send her there. But Davka, Davka, write it down. We're going to ask you again later tonight what it means.
Okay, so that is it for us today. Join us here every Tuesday at 12:30 for your Need to Know News Roundup. Additionally, you can join us on Fridays at 12:30 for your Weekend Agenda with myself and Simone Ellen, our associate editor. In the meantime, we want you to have a great week. We'll see you soon. Don't forget to comment, like, and share, and follow us at #Jmore Need to Know.
All right. Thanks so much, Amanda. Thanks, everyone. And continue to support us. And we'll continue to be out there writing and covering fascinating news and features in the Baltimore national and international Jewish community. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.